Sonic Ranger is here without his microphone, which is why I'm so up close to the camera so you can actually hear me. This is because of an emergency toy review. That's right, this is an emergency toy review. Seeing how there are no toy reviews thus far, I'll say it again in quotes, thus far on YouTube, of these two beauties right here. I'm not talking about the boxes. We'll get to the figures in a moment. I'm just showing it off at the moment. That is right. I got them today. Today. So this is, like I said, an emergency toy review. This is going to be not too long, hopefully, but I'm going to get as much out as possible so, I can express my feelings on these figures and whether or not they're well worth the pickup. We will see in this review of Power Rangers Samurai, or should I go by its Figuarts name, or, heck, its Japanese name, sorry, Japanese name, which is Samurai Sentai Shinken, Shinken Yellow, and Shinken Pink of the S.H.Figuarts line. And notice they've got something new on their packages as well. I'll bring in pink so you can see this. This right here is new, unlike the other packages which are on my shelf, and I can't get them now because I'm recording, which is a shame. It actually says Bandai Collector's Shop. Now, what does this mean? I don't know. Obviously, it's a shop, but does this mean like a future online shop where you can actually purchase these? Who knows? I do know for certain now that ToysRUs.com is actually selling Shinken Red and Shinken Gold of the Figuarts line. So there may be a chance in the future, if they sell well, we might actually see a release of Shinken Green, Blue, Yellow, Pink, and who knows, maybe even Shinken Red 2. So I guess we'll find out in time. But in the meantime, I've wasted 2 minutes now. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the box itself. Shinken Yellow's package is pretty nice, and so is Shinken Pink, but we're going to do one at a time. Shinken Yellow, you can tell that's the figure. Yeah, I know. It's not like Shinken Red and Shinken Gold, how it was so up close. You can actually see now that these do look like figures instead of actually photo pictures, which, it's okay. I mean, we've already lost the color of the rainbow with Shinken Red 2. I'm not going to call her female because it gets kind of old. So whenever I say Shinken Red 2, you know who I'm talking about. So anyway, the usual stuff, the bio of what the Figuart line is all about and all that kind of stuff. We don't have to go through it. Turn to the side, nothing here. On the back, pretty nice. I like it. I actually do enjoy it. It's got kind of a Transformer feel here with the grid line in the back. No offense, it does. I just go back to the classics or Generation 1 figures where they've got like the grid in the background. That's what it reminds me of. I don't care what it reminds you of. I'm just expressing what it reminds me of. There's that weird logo right there, and I have no idea what that means. Is it exclusive? I don't know. I noticed it's on Shinken Red and Shinken Gold's package, and they're not exclusive, so that can't be it. If anybody out there can actually point out where it says exclusive on these figures, I don't care if it's in the Japanese tech, which I can't actually understand. Please, if anybody actually knows where this actually shows up as exclusive on the package, let me know. Leave it in a comment or PM me. I gotta know what makes these exclusive than the other packages. Because they all look pretty much the same. I know for sure this is there, that is there, that is there. This is new, however. Maybe that might be it. The Bandai Collector's Shop logo might just be the sign of exclusive for these packages. So yeah, that's Shinken Yellow. And now let's take a look at Shinken Pink. Pretty much the same thing. You can tell it's a figure. Flip it on the back right here. And we got some nice pictures with the Transformer wannabe grid line going in the background, which is okay. So yeah. Wow, I never noticed how big her fan is. That's pretty neat. There's her kanji symbol. Oh, by the way, sorry, forgot to show that off. Yellow's kanji symbol. There you go. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the packages. So I'm just gonna line this up so you're not gonna see anything in the back. and we can actually focus on the figures in just a moment when I pull them up. So just hang on, guys, and I'll be right back. Starting off this review, the official review now, with Shinken Yellow. Why Shinken Yellow? Because I'll just go ahead and say it. Out of yellow and pink for the color of Power Ranger female characters, I find yellow to be more attractive. I'm sorry. I don't know what it is. It's just me. So, I don't care what attracts you guys in color, but really, when it comes down to it, if it's a female in a Yellow Ranger suit, I dig it. What can I say? I'm more into the color yellow than pink. So, yeah. It was kind of different when I was young, when I was watching Mighty Morphin, but we don't have to get into it, okay? We don't have to get into it. Let's just take a look at the figure herself. So, Shinken Yellow, or, Yellow Ranger, going by Power Ranger standards, of course. Pretty nice. It's pretty much the same thing as, let me pull her in. That's right, I'm going to say it again. Shinken Red 2. Yeah. So, as you can see, as a size comparisons, pretty good. She's actually kind of, not really, but she is a little bit taller than Shinken Red 2. Just a little bit, not much. You really can't tell the difference on the camera, but actually she is a little taller because actually in the show of Samurai Sentai Shinkenger, she is small, and I really don't know her size, but I'm just saying. So she is a little bit more. Maybe it's just the way I got her head lined up. They're pretty much in the same scale, but she is a tad taller, however. So I'm going to remove her, and I'm going to bring in one more size comparisons with Shinken Gold, since Shinken Red is nowhere to be found at the moment. I'm serious. I put him somewhere, and I can't find him now. So you can see the difference between the male and the female size. So yeah. Nice gold, by the way. I still dig it. But that's not his review. This is her review, and of course Shinken Pink, and we'll get to her when we get to her. But first of all, let's just take a look at the figure from the front to the back, fully painted, even the belt, the holster as well, the pouch for the Shoto phone, or as you want to call it in America, the Samurai Morpher. So yeah. Oh no, incorrect. Samurai Morpher is the Gold Ranger's Morpher. It's actually called Samuraizer. Took me a while, but I got it. So yeah, if you ain't noticed the difference yet, let me bring her in again. You can see it's nothing more than just the same body mold, just repainted a different color, with of course a different molded version of the skirt. By that, I don't mean that. I mean, everybody knows by now that it's just the same skirt. It's just molded yellow instead of red. It's not painted over. If that was the case, then underneath you would actually see red instead of yellow. So yeah. And I just messed up her skirt. Let me refix that. Now, let's go ahead and get through the accessories, because do we really have to go through the articulation? Well, if we have to, like I've been doing with the Figuarts, they're all pretty much the same. They really are. Bandai of Japan did not skip out on anything when it comes to articulation for the male and the female characters. Everything is there. Everything that I said in the previous S.H.Figuarts review, which was Shinken Red 2, it's all the same. Ball jointed head, ball jointed neck, ball jointed shoulders, elbows single jointed, 90 degrees, stuff like that. Ball jointed wrists, the legs, they're ball jointed, the hips are ball jointed, the waist is ball jointed. Everything pretty much is ball jointed except for the joints in the knees and the elbows. And that's really it. Oh, also, yeah, the toes, they're actually, they pivot up and down. They're not ball joints, so yeah. I have to admit that this is awesome. I actually like this line, even though, they are very expensive, and I don't have to go through that argument again. Nonetheless, you are actually getting some great figures. The detailing is everywhere. It's perfect. It's spot on. The only thing that really lacks on these figures is the fact that, well, it doesn't really lack, but you can tell it's a figure. Unlike a Figma figure, you know, they like to hide the joints on their toys. So Max Factory, you do what you do and keep it up. But, you know, I can deal with it. It's just an action figure. And yes, it is an action figure. Her skirt came out again. What in the world? So, yeah, for accessories, let's just go ahead and get to that too. Oh, and I'm dropping them. They're right next to me, and it's kind of hard. We're going to go ahead and get through the crappy one, which is, everybody should know by now, the skirt. The second one. The one that looks ridiculous, retarded. I don't like them. Let's just move on. It's worthless. You don't need it. You really do not need these, because you're not losing out on any articulation with Shinken Yellow, Pink, or Shinken Red 2. Nothing. It's all still there with this one molded skirt, which is nice. It's also this extra flap right here, which gives a little bit more to the skirt. So, yeah, cool. I can dig with it. So, yeah. Of her accessories, she's got the usual, the Shikamaru. So, yeah. Fits in her hands nicely. And she's got one of the most fragile weapons I can actually think of, which is this. I don't know the Japanese name of it. I do know the American one, hopefully. I believe it is called the Earth Slicer in Power Rangers Samurai. I might be wrong. I might be. I'm never perfect, guys, so you're just going to have to bear with me on this stuff. But these, are not these, but this weapon right here, it actually rotates, which is kind of cool. She can actually hold it by the handle, and I just knocked her down. My apologies. This is a small set, people. But the one problem with this is how thin it is. Now, I understand they're trying to make it look show accurate, and it is pretty sharp, actually. It is very sharp, so be careful with these points. But this thing looks like it's going to break. It feels brittle. It really does. It does not feel like a normal weapon to a Figuart figure. I could be wrong. I'm still new to the Figuarts series, so it just feels brittle. So it's nicely painted. The disc is probably removable, but I'm not going to try it. I don't want to break it. Like I said, I just got them today and I paid a lot. She's also got the Shoto phone. As you can see, nicely painted. Very nice. The sculpting is indeed perfect. She's also got this. The Ape Zord. Or no, Monkey Zord. Whatever you want to call it. Gorilla. No. So, okay, it is the Monkey Zord. So, yeah. Pretty nice. Nicely sculpted. It's got some articulation. Up, up, down, down. So, yeah. That's it. Just to the arms. It also comes in emblem mode. Why? Again, I have to bring this up. I'm sorry. Why in the world didn't Shinken Red 2 actually get the Lion Zord and the emblem mode? Why? Come on, Bandai. Why? So, yeah, enough complaining. Now we come to the most ridiculous part of this whole entire set. I mean it. This is truly ridiculous. And the same goes for Shinken Pink, so I'm probably not going to even talk about it. Hopefully I can get this all situated. Just give me a second. Check this out. Alright. We are talking crazy when it comes to interchangeable hands, and they take it a bit too far with the female rangers of the Shinken line of Figuarts. So, Bandai, my only question is, watch this. There's a right, there's the right, there's the right of the fist mold, here's a right, here's another right. You're looking at them down here, I know you are. There's another right. There's another right. And that's another right. Now check this out. These are the only lefts. I thought this was like an error in packaging when I first saw this. I couldn't believe it that she only came with like 3 left hands. Not even open hands. I mean, they are, but not the ones that I usually put on the figures and leave them forever. It's weird. 3 left hands and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right hands. What's the deal? Like I said, I thought it was a packaging error, but it turns out it's not. Here's her instructions. I'm showing them to you. Look at that. What in the world, Bandai? What in the world? Why couldn't she have at least the open hands that I usually put on the figures and leave them be? Why do you have to have a molded fist, one that looks like she's doing the Wolfpack symbol, and, like this? What is the deal? Now, I'm not going to complain about it because it's just interchangeable hands that I can always switch with Shinken Red 2 or Shinken Pink. And believe it or not, when we get to Pink, ooh, we're just... Alright, let's just go ahead and get to Pink because actually, Yellow is done. I mean, there's nothing else to talk about. I like the sculpt. I like the paint. It doesn't look sloppy, unlike Shinken 2 or Shinken Red 2. It was kind of sloppy. Kind of. And the sets, the accessories, it's a lot. It's a lot going on with this one figure. But let's go ahead and get to Shinken Pink now. So, good gracious, is the light shining on her. But this is as best as I can do. If this comes out too bright on the figure, I'm sorry. You know, it's a first attempt at the Shinken female, so just let it slide, alright? So, Shinken Pink, pretty much the same as Shinken Yellow. I really don't have to go into it. The only difference is the helmet sculpt, and maybe the set of hands, just maybe. And speaking of the hands, why don't we just go ahead and get through the accessories since we've already know the articulation of the female Shinken Figuarts. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. Again, with, I guess you could say, a slight improvement, but still disappointing. We have one right hand. We've got one that slipped out of my fingers. There it is. Two. We've got a third. And there's a fourth. And let's see. Tricky one. Tricky. Nope. There we go. There's one. That's 5. That's 6. And that's 7. Okay, she's got 7. Now check this out. She actually has 4 left hands instead of 3. 4. She's got a fist. She's got an open hand. Open hand. Why, Bandai? Why didn't Shinken Yellow get one? What in the world? That's unfair. And she's got something going on here which looks like a retarded Vulcan sign. Kind of, you know, live long and prosper the opposite way. Because it's not split down in the middle. So, yeah, there's the fist. And here's the open hand wide. Pretty much. Nothing different, really. So, yeah, that's her hands. So, it's kind of an improvement since she gains one left hand, unlike Shinken Yellow. But I still don't understand the point of that. Maybe somebody else actually knows that. But me... You know, like I said, I'm new to the Figuarts game, so I'm still learning. Other accessories, she's got her Sky Fan. Yes, I said the American name instead of the Japanese name. I don't know it. Nicely painted. Doesn't seem to be any sloppy work on it whatsoever, though it does feel brittle. Again, down here it looks like it's going to break. I mean, it doesn't look like it, but it feels like it. One false mistake, it feels like a toothpick. It's going to snap eventually. So, yeah, it kind of sucks that I won't be able to use this for, like, any future stop-motion videos if I choose to. Hint, hint. So, yeah, you can see kind of in the light, you can actually see my finger right behind the thing. It is very, very thin. It's very brittle. The weapons are, even though sculpted nicely and well painted, I have to admit, it's a stupid idea to make them so weak. I just like saying the word brittle, so we'll go with brittle. It is nice, but it's very fragile-like. She also comes with her very own version of the Shinkenmaru, like all the other Figuarts, of course, of the Samurai Sentai Shikenjir line. She's also got the Shoto phone again, like Shinken Yellow and Shinken Red 2 and all the other male Shinkenjirs that I've reviewed. She's got her Turtle Zord, which is, okay. And then she's got emblem mode for it. So yeah, nice. Again, why didn't Shinken Red 2 get one? I don't know. She's got, last but not least, this. Yeah, we all know about the worthless, crappy, sculpted skirts, which, you know, they, hands down, they suck. They suck. They shouldn't even been made. Like I said, you're not losing any articulation with this one. You're not. It's a major improvement from what Bandai of America has done with the female Power Ranger figures in the past. And I guess you could say for the future, even though we have not actually seen any signs or news of actually getting Shinken Yellow and Shinken Pink in the Power Rangers Samurai Basic Wave 2 figure line. We have not. We've seen the figures, we've seen the male ones, we've seen how muscle built they look like they just got through combat, like they joined up with G.I. Joe or something. So we know what we're going through right now, but we don't know what's going to happen next year. Remember, Power Rangers Samurai is going to go on for another year, I guess, assuming. Maybe even until next summer. So who knows? So there's plenty of time for Bandai of America to actually keep their word, and actually release female versions of Yellow Ranger and Pink Ranger from Power Rangers Samurai. Only time will tell. And who knows, we'll find out if they actually make up for the mistake that they've been doing with those really hard plastic sculpted skirts for the female figures of the Bandai of America products. Which, you know, they lack on articulation to the legs because of it. Maybe they can learn something here. If not, then I hope to God that we will actually see a US release of Shinken Yellow and Shinken Pink of the S.H.Figuarts line at ToysRUs.com. If anything, hopefully in Toys R Us itself. Even though I don't have one around here, which I don't have to do anything about it because I've already got my set. I've got them. The only thing is, I've still got 2 more. That's right, I've got 2 more I've got to get. And if you've seen my toy reviews, then you probably know who the last 2 are. If not, well, I'm not going to talk about it. That's going to spoil my upcoming toy reviews in the future. I'm not going to do that. So, your guess is totally up to you. So, I guess you want to know their grade, huh? Well, like I said, it's not as exciting as Shinken Red 2's review. But we all know what her grade is. But nonetheless, they are great figures. Are they well recommended? I do recommend them. Like I said, well worth the money. Even though I think they could have done a little better on the accessories. And still, the set of interchangeable hands. The left hands for these girls. Which is kind of weird because Shinken Red 2 comes with an equal amount of hands. Both left and right. So what's the deal? I'm going to figure this out. I will. It's just going to take some time. Even if I have to go up there to Bandai of Japan and ask them myself, why? What is the deal with that? I'm probably not going to do that, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you would probably, you know, you would support me if I was to do something like that. But enough. This review has gone on long enough. So, yes, they're well recommended, like I said. If they happen to pop up at ToysRUs.com, get them before it's too late. Don't wait. Their prices are going to go skyrocketing. They will. You think I paid a lot for them now? You just wait. A few weeks down the road, or maybe even a month later, they are going to be $200. Not each, but as a whole, $200. $100, $100, and if lucky, $150. So you're paying like $350 for just Shinken Red 2, the Shinken Yellow and Shinken Pink Figuarts. That is crazy. And if you add Shinken Red, Shinken Gold, Shinken Blue, Shinken Pink, and Shuzo. Sorry, I do that a lot. If you add those figures, you're paying a lot. Maybe even $500. Maybe. I'm not good at counting, so we're just going to go with that. Anyway, that's it, guys. Final grade, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. They're getting a 4 out of 5, just like Shinken Red 2. The same thing. The figures are nice. The articulation is great. The painting is great. It's just the fact that they lack on some accessories that are actually necessary. I mean, you actually need some of this stuff. So, like I said, a bit disappointing, but 4 out of 5 is fair enough. If you don't like it, go review them yourself, and I do expect to see a lot more, figure art reviews from a lot of other people, and hopefully I will be the first to actually put this on YouTube. Hopefully. That's what this was all about anyway. For you guys. Hopefully you will get something good out of this, and hopefully I will inspire a lot more reviewers out there to review your figure art figures, whether they're Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, whatever you want to call them. They're all one and the same. So that's it, guys. That's the end review of S.H.Figuarts Shinken Yellow and Shinken Pink of the Samurai Sentai Shinkenger line. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. And if you guys want to know why I keep shouting every time I say the name Juzo, JUZO! I still can't answer that one to you, okay? Let's just say that that one figure is the one that got me into the figure arts line. So, until we meet again, this is Red is Power / Sonic Ranger signing out. Thank you very much for watching, and now I've got to go complain some more about Juzo. Shoes!